Greetings, 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 brothers and sisters, greetings. First and foremost, we must acknowledge our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, through His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, for allowing this word to come out. Man, I hope you sincere brothers and sisters are truly, truly edified by today's word. And what I want to speak about today, man, today is so-called Sunday, the first day of the week. And so what I want to speak about today, man, is friendship, um, the value of friendships, okay? When it comes to friendships, man, if you live long enough, you'll experience and you will learn there's certain themes when it comes to friendships. You're going to find out who are your true friends. You'll find out who your false friends, okay? And the purpose of today's word is for you guys to be able to differentiate through the scriptures, be able to differentiate a true friend versus a false friend. And obviously a false friend is somebody you definitely want to be on your P's and Q's, okay? The focus of this word, the focus of this whole thing about friendships, brothers and sisters, you got to know how to choose wisely, okay? I've seen time and time and time again how friendships ruin situations. I've seen friendships ruin relationships. I've seen friendships ruin businesses. I've seen friendships ruin families. Like, friendship is something you shouldn't take lightly, and never assume because you have a sense of loyalty, a sense of sincerity, a sense of truthness with you being someone's friend. Just because you take that stance don't necessarily mean they're going to automatically take the same stance, okay? You've heard the term friends become enemies, frenemies, friends become enemies. When you see that dynamic take place, you got to seriously say to yourself, if I seen this person as a friend, now they considered an enemy, was y'all ever friends? So sometimes, brothers and sisters, we read way more into a situation than it needs to be. Sometimes we need to be able to differentiate an acquaintance versus a friend. Just because you know my first and last name, that don't mean we friends. Just because you might know where I stay, not that you've been in my house, but just because you know where I stay don't make us friends. Just because we went to the same high school don't make us friends. Just because we work at the same job, just because we go to the same church or whatnot, just because we know some neutral people don't make us friends. If you catch my drift, okay? Some of us think some of us perceive that because we're co-workers and we get along on the job that we friends. That's not necessarily the case. I've worked with people all over the years on the job. When we was working, we were good co-workers. But when I punch that clock out or when I leave that building, I'm in my personal life. I don't know you. I'm not talking to you. We're not finna go hang out after hours. None of that. Why? Because you're not a friend to me. You're a co-worker. You see? Just because I go to a family event and me and someone else is linked to the same person, don't make me and you friends because we linked to the same person some kind of way, some kind of how. So what am I saying to you, brothers and sisters? In today's word, you're going to be able to be more conscious and value what friendship really is, what true friendship really is, And you'll also be able to identify what false friendship looks like. And I'm going to tell you something, man. If you genuinely being a true friend to somebody and in return they being a false friend to you, that could be very problematic, man. So hopefully after today's word, you guys will be able to choose wisely. We're going to come to you in Sirach chapter 6 in the Apocrypha, verses 5 through 17. Now, before we get into these scriptures, let me just say this. What we're going to deal with in Sirach chapter 6, verses 5 through 17, like I told you as I open up this word, we're going to deal with the themes of friendship. We're going to deal with separating the live and jive. In other words, being able to identify true friendship versus false friendship. And most importantly, being able to choose wisely when it comes to the friendships that we partake in, okay? So we're going to emphasize on the value of faithful friends who offer support and guidance to us. Friends, again, friends who offer support and guidance. And then you want to be on the lookout for those that's unreliable or those that can be deceptive companions, okay? So also when it comes to friends, we're going to highlight on the integrity of these people, and especially those that live a God-fearing life. You know, when you can look at it from the spiritual angle, those that live a God-fearing life, that will help you even identify a more genuine relationship, okay? Those who live in truth, those that live in their truth are more likely to attract friends of similar character, man. And Sirach chapter 6, verse 5, okay? And it reads, pleasant speech multiply friends, and a gracious tongue multiply courtesies, okay? So when you hear Sirach 6, verse 5, pleasant speech wins favors, and a friendly tongue increases intimacy. So the emphasis of this verse focus on kindness, gentleness, graciousness, and cultivating a friendship. You see? Now, again, let's go back to Sirach 6, verse 5. Pleasant speech multiplies friends, and a gracious tongue multiplies courtesies. See that? So now when we get into verse 6 through 13, because I'm gonna bring those scriptures out. So when we get into verses 6 through 13 in Sirach chapter 6, it speaks about warning signs of the dangers of unreliable, deceptive friends. Okay. It's also going to highlight the importance of testing friends and at the same time not trusting them too quickly, as some may appear friendly but will ultimately betray you in your time of need, man. Now let's line it up with these scriptures. Sirach 6, verse 6. Let those who are friendly with you be many, but let your advisors be 1 in 1,000. Verse 7. When you gain friends, gain them through testing, and do not trust them hastily. Do not trust them quickly. Verse 8. For there are friends who are such when it suits them, but they will not stand by you in time of trouble. Verse 9. And there are friends who change into enemies and tell of the quarrel to your disgrace. Verse 10. And there are friends who sit at your table, but they will not stand by you in time of trouble. Verse 11. When you are prosperous, they become your second self and lord over your servants. But if you are brought low, they turn against you and hide themselves from you. Verse 13. Keep away from your enemies and be on guard with your friends. Faithful friends are a sturdier shelter. Faithful friends are a sturdy shelter. Whoever finds one has found a treasure. Faithful friends are beyond price. No amount can balance their worth. Verse 16, faithful friends are life-saving medicine, and those who fear the Lord will find them. And in verse 17, Sirach chapter 6, those who fear the Lord direct their friendships, all right? For as they are, so are their neighbors also. You see that? So what I just broke down for you guys, when you look at verses 14 through 16, it praises the value of faithful friends, okay? Comparing them to, what did I say? Sturdy shelter, a treasure beyond price, also life-saving medicine. But then the biggest and most important aspect of a friendship is Sirach 6, verse 17. He who fears the Lord will direct his friendships well, for as he, so is his friend also. So this verse suggests true friendships are built on shared character, particularly the sharing of the fearing of the Lord, okay, leading to a sense of unity and spiritual kinship. I'm sorry, fellas. Spiritual kinship. You see? So I hope you sincere brothers and sisters really paid attention and heard these scriptures, man. And I hope you sincere brothers and sisters have a better sense of understanding what's a true friend, what's not a true friend. You see? And again, man, like I said, as we get ready to close out, man, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, through his only begotten Son, Yahushua, for allowing this word to come out. Again, today is so-called Sunday, the first day of the week. I went to the gym earlier today. All praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. And listen, man, stay prayed up and keep Yahweh through his only begotten Son, Yahushua, first in everything that you do, man. Love on someone. Stay prayed up, man. Stay positive. Stay focused. Or try to avoid distractions. And when it comes to this thing called friends, recognize who your real friends are and recognize who your fake friends are. And those that are fake, get them out of there, man. Shalom.